You've been told your metabolism slows down because of age. It's just a part of getting older. But what if that's not exactly accurate? And what if that doesn't have to be the case for you? People will try to overcomplicate the metabolism or make it seem like it's futile to even try to improve it. But today, I want to show you how you can boost your metabolism whether you're 40, 50, 60, or beyond. If you thought your metabolism was shot just because of your age, then today I want to give you hope. I'm going to explain the 4 steps to boosting your metabolism even as you age. In fact, Myra is in her late 60s. She's one of my clients and she thought her metabolism was ruined. She couldn't lose weight no matter what she tried. She even got rid of her old clothes because she thought she would never fit into them again. But then she joined Stuck to Thriving and we gave her a step-by-step plan that helped boost her metabolism. She lost all the weight. She even lost more than what her goal was. She later told me that she regretted throwing out all her clothes. So to better understand it though, we need to understand why your metabolism may have slowed down to even begin with. And to be completely accurate, your metabolism can slow with time, but it's not just because of your age. I know it might seem like it, but it doesn't just automatically come to a grinding halt because of a certain birthday. Yes, your metabolism may be slower than it once was, and there's a reason for it. But the fact of the matter is that you have control over a great deal of why your metabolism has slowed. And that's really good news. Your metabolism slows down for several reasons. You become less active, you lose muscle mass, your body is no longer growing, your stress level increases, your sleep diminishes and or the quality suffers. And of course, your internal organs age and become less efficient. You can't do anything about a couple of these things. I mean, most of us don't do much growing after our teenage years, and growth requires a great deal of energy. A recent study actually showed that infants and children use as much as 50% more energy than adults do each day. But that energy use gradually slows until about the age of 20 and stays pretty constant until the age of about 60, where again, the body starts to use less energy. But when it comes to improving your metabolism, there's a lot you can control, but you want to make sure you're not making it harder for yourself. Many women will unknowingly slow their metabolic rate through certain lifestyle habits they adopt over the years. Now, there are a lot of little hacks that will give you your metabolism a short temporary boost. That would include things like drinking cold water and consuming caffeine. But I want to talk about 3 things in particular that will boost your metabolism long term during your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. So fad diets and restricting calories are 2 techniques that might work in the short term, but in the long term, they will work against you. Diets are known for encouraging you to cut your calories to lower and lower extremes. They have to do this because eventually your body realizes it has less to work with, so it needs to be more efficient with the calories it's getting. To account for weight loss plateaus, they'll recommend going even lower to hopefully kickstart your weight loss again. And you might hit a weight loss plateau between 3 to 6 months, or you might hit it as soon as a few weeks. Everyone is different, but your body will eventually adapt to the lower calories, begin using less energy, and that's when your weight loss stalls. Before you know it, you feel like you have no energy and you can't lose any more weight. It seems counterintuitive, but diets have a damaging effect on your metabolism. The longer you restrict calories, the more stressed your body becomes. It thinks you're actually in a famine state. So cortisol levels rise and you are in a fat storage mode. When you stay here for too long, your thyroid function can also be affected. This is exactly what was happening to Taylor, a Stuck to Thriving client, who was constantly jumping from one fad diet to the next. She'd lose weight only to gain it right back, or she'd get stuck and not be able to lose weight anymore. So what we did was we healed her metabolism, revved it back up, and she was able to lose over 34 pounds in a sustainable way that has allowed her to keep it off long term. So a lack of sleep or poor sleep quality are directly related to your stress levels. When you're lacking sleep, your body becomes stressed. And as a result, your body goes into a sort of chronic fight or flight mode and thinks it needs to conserve energy. Sleep quality often gets worse with age, and because of it, many are led to think you just require less sleep as you get older. But research shows that's just not the case. After teenage years, more than 95% of the population still needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. Habits like falling asleep in front of the TV, caffeine consumption, or prescriptions can all interfere with quality sleep. Before I understood the importance of sleep, I hit a point where I was gaining weight even though my nutrition was on point and I was exercising almost every day. I took a step back and realized the only thing that had changed was my sleep. I was sleeping less than I should have been, and it began affecting my weight. Once I went back to my normal sleep routine, the weight came right off again. A little healthy dose of sleep each night not only helps boost your metabolism, it encourages your body to burn fat rather than lean muscle tissues. Prioritizing sleep is mandatory for improving your metabolism. If you're struggling to get an adequate amount of quality sleep each night, there are a couple of things you need to do. Number one, set a standard wake-up time. Begin waking up at the same time each morning, even on the weekend. You may have a hard time waking up the first few nights as your body adjusts, but stick with it and your body will adjust and you'll be more likely to stick with it each night. All right, number two is develop a nightly sleep routine. Just like you might have a routine to get ready each morning, create a routine that really encourages your body to get ready to go to bed. A simple thing is to start dimming the lights an hour before bed and read for 30 minutes instead of watching TV or scrolling on your phone before bed. So empty calories are those foods and drinks that might be enjoyable in the moment but don't provide any nutritional value, and they certainly don't do your metabolism any favors. In fact, they actually work against it. One of the biggest culprits is alcohol. A healthy body runs like a well-oiled machine, and it needs to prioritize tasks to make sure it continues working properly. Yes, certain alcohols can provide some health benefits, but it's still a toxin. So when you consume it, your body is forced to prioritize metabolizing it. As a result, alcohol takes the center stage in your gut, ahead of anything else that you've eaten, and hinders your metabolism. So does that mean you have to eliminate alcohol altogether if you want to boost your metabolism? No. But prioritizing your drinks and understanding that your body is going to focus on getting rid of it first when you drink it. Now, we can get very sciencey here, but complexity really is the enemy of progress. Improving your metabolic rate through what you eat doesn't need to be complicated. But here's where so many people will get hung up. They'll place so much focus on getting enough protein that they overlook all the other nutrients in foods like whole plant-based carbohydrates and fiber. While protein obviously is certainly important, thankfully it's easier than you think to get enough each day. Beyond the classic examples of meat and protein powders, whole sources like veggies, greens, beans, seeds, whole grains, and nuts provide plenty of protein. Protein is an essential nutrient needed for muscle, bone, skin, hair, and virtually every other body part or tissue. Like a lot of nutritional science topics, daily protein needs are often debated. But most research shows that frequently eating more than 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight can lead to health problems. First of all, it can be taxing on your liver. Plus, if your body isn't using it for cell repair, the excess protein will get stored away as fat. Tanya, a Stuck to Thriving client and a personal trainer, actually realized she was focusing on the wrong thing by focusing on getting lots and lots of protein. But she was stuck at a plateau for a couple of years because of this. I showed her what to eat instead, and we didn't overcomplicate it either. And she began losing weight almost immediately. In just a few weeks, she's lost over 6 pounds. So I talked about it in the sleep section a few moments ago, but it's worth addressing as a standalone point. Stress wreaks havoc on your metabolism. When your body is stressed, it releases the hormone cortisol, which sends your body into fight or flight mode. It's important for survival, but when it's ongoing, it becomes a problem. Cortisol is shown to pause your regular bodily function and even slow your metabolism. So when it comes to improving your metabolism and overall health, it's important to reduce stress. Take a look at the areas in your life where you may be able to just cut back on your stress levels, even just a little bit. Maybe it's relationships you need to end. Maybe you need to cut back on certain priorities. Simple breathing exercises like the box breathing method or the ones provided by apps like Headspace and Calm are all a great way to reduce stress. Andy Puddicombe of Headspace has a bunch of 10-minute breathing exercises that I really enjoy. They're a great place to get started. It's no surprise that people tend to become less active with age. Going outside to play becomes a thing of the past, and if your hobbies don't involve physical activity, it's hard to be active. But physical activity is an important part of improving your metabolism, and there are 3 types of activity I recommend. You might be thinking about hitting it hard at the gym or taking a yoga class. Well, formal exercise is really great. It only accounts for about 5% of calories burned in a given day. There's another type of movement that accounts for 3 times as much, and that's NEAT. So NEAT is an acronym that stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It includes the physical movement in our lives that isn't planned exercise, like standing, walking, or even fidgeting. Yes, you're actually burning calories when you're bouncing your leg at your desk or even just standing there. In reality, your body naturally burns about 130 calories per hour no matter what you're doing. Yes, you could be sitting on the couch watching TV and will still burn calories, but it burns 3 times more when you stand. It might sound like a silly question to ask, but how do you stand more? Many of us have pretty sedentary jobs, and if that's the case, you don't have a lot of opportunities to move around. So let me give you just 5 simple ways to incorporate NEAT activity into your daily life. You could get a standing desk. This will help you from sitting all day long. Or set an alarm and take a standing break every 20 minutes or so. Go for a short walk throughout your day. Maybe plan it over your lunch hour or go for a walk after dinner. Walk to fill your water, and if you want some bonus points, don't go to the closest water fountain. Put things where you have to walk to them. Pretty simple to get in some extra movement in your day, right? As you can see, there's a huge benefit to just standing. Another kind of activity that's good for boosting your metabolism is strength training. It's important to focus on strength training as you get older for a couple of reasons. First, muscles can naturally diminish with age. You want to help your body offset this effect by proactively building muscle. Strength training is also important in regards to the topic of boosting your metabolism because muscle is more metabolically active. That just means your body has to burn more calories to maintain muscle. So 1 pound of fat burns about 2 calories per day, but 1 pound of muscle burns between 6 to 10 calories per day. Strength training is something you should ease into if you're new to it though. Always check with your healthcare provider before beginning a new exercise routine. But here are just a few tips to consider before starting. Warm up before you get started. Start with lighter weights or even body weight. Gradually increase the weight. Rest in between sets. Limit your workout to no longer than 45 minutes and stretch your muscles after your workout. So I hope this gives you hope now that you've reached the end. Your metabolism isn't shot just because you're getting older. Please don't believe this lie or let it be an excuse you use. There are plenty of ways to boost it, whether you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Your metabolism shouldn't be determined by your age. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, then I want to invite you to check out Stuck to Thriving. This is where I help you go from stuck and frustrated with weight loss and dieting and help you feel in control and confident by creating healthy habits that last. And where I've helped hundreds of women boost their metabolism and lose weight even in their 60s and 70s. So I want to invite you to jump on a free discovery call where we can analyze where you're at and see if you would be a good fit. We'll figure out what's keeping you stuck. Then we'll develop a game plan for you to move forward and reach your goals. I've dropped the link below, so go ahead and schedule a time that works best for you.